So I'm Gavin Wade, I'm Director of Eastside Projects. Eastside Projects makes art public. We're an internationally renowned centre of excellence in a free public gallery, and it's being imagined and it's organised by artists. We commission, produce and we present experimental art practices, and we demonstrate ways in which art may be useful to society, or even as part of society. Our influential Extra Special People programme develops regional talent positioned in a hyper-local and super-international context. Eastside Projects provides vital infrastructure and supports best practice by establishing and exercising new models for artists and curators to research, produce, and thrive. We are supporters of Birmingham. Now, the City of Birmingham's motto is forward. The motto appears on the City Council's emblem. It's on its coat of arms. It's displayed on official documents, on street signs and civic buildings. The coat of arms dates from 1889. The important function of a civic coat of arms is to represent significant individuals, groups, and ideas in a city's history. These symbolic images connect us to the past. Now, Birmingham's coat of arms shows two figures. They're known as the supporters. The one on the left represents industry. The one on the right represents art. They are meant to represent them as defining forces in our city's identity. Now, how many of you know that what's meant to define all of us here is industry and art? Who knows who the people on the coat of arms are? I thought it was amazing, actually, when I found it, that the coat of arms had an artist on it. That the thing that the leader of the city pulls out of his wallet to give you his business card, there's an artist on it. That many streets in Birmingham have artists on it. That somehow the city was built on the idea of connecting engineers and artists together. And above these two supporters, a muscular arm raises a hammer. So the motto forward conforms to a common type in English civic heraldry, its message suggesting industrial progress. It could equally be progress or onward. We feel that the motto and the representation of the hammer reflect Birmingham's preoccupation with erasing layers of the urban environment to make way for new building. We feel that forward has in fact become a negative, destructive motivation, and we're calling for a new motto, for a new language of developing our city. We demand an alternative. We propose a motto that is instead informed by values of accumulation, complexity, and of storytelling. A word like layered. We know to raise your fist up when you say forward, but I don't know what action to do when I say layered. I don't know. I sort of feel like, but it feels like a dance move or something stupid. I would like to learn a new action for how to animate the city. I think our city deserves a new way that we move our bodies when we say what it is that we want to do in our city. We have to teach ourselves. Now, part of that action should be how to use us artists. If we are truly supporters of Birmingham, then use us. You are the second largest city of England. Just use us more. Make use of us. Use us wisely. Use artists. They are your supporters. Use artists and engineers together. Use artists and bioscientists together. Use artists and historians together. Use artists and plumbers together. Use us in waves. Use us in layers. Connect us to everything else. Culture is not something separate. Art is not something separate. It is something in the layers of a city. It is in the thinking of our city. Art could be our unique selling point. Art could be Birmingham's USP. Our city is going to change. We've been thinking about forever and how good Birmingham can be. We propose that it changes now. I don't want to wait for forever. We propose that Birmingham becomes the city of 1,000 artworks. The new core mission of the City Council is to work together to create an art city, a city of 1,000 artworks, where creativity and different critical experiences are prioritized and cherished, where thinking in public is the norm. A fair art city, where businesses flourish, where people have education and training, and where unemployment is low. A democratic city, where people have more say in local decision-making through art. During 2014-15, the Council will be creating a new streamlined structure of 3 directorates: Art and People, Art and Place, and Art and Economy. Art and People is supporting children, young people, and families. It is helping disabled people, older people, education and public health. Art and Place is delivering localization and clean, green, and safe neighborhoods. Art and Economy is bringing jobs to Birmingham and helping local people access them through a critical understanding of trade and exchange and the development of alternatives to consumerism. Art is consumed in new ways. Birmingham is to consume in new ways. In fact, maybe it doesn't even need to do that. Birmingham should be no longer a consumer city. The city of 1,000 artworks is a new production city. Now, Birmingham's total budget this year is £3.264 billion. Of that, 889 million is spent on the economy, including benefits. 1.6 billion is spent on people, including schools. 695 million is spent on place, including housing revenue account. Now, as far as I can tell from the budget, although I was still surprised at this figure, that the current cultural spend is round about 40 million. I've got to go a little bit further to see all the bits of where that's spent, because that doesn't sound too bad. But that's actually 1.2% of the total budget. That's not enough to make a difference. That isn't going to make anybody pay attention to our city. It is not going to change the city. We need to change the reality of the patterns of our city if we wish for the world to look at us and to be influenced by us. I'm proposing instead we switch to a 10% spend on art as the art city. We spend £326 million per year. Over 10 years, we invest £3.2 billion. The city of 1,000 artworks is Birmingham as a new transformation management. It is a new, unprecedented 10-year plan to transform our city processes, our thinking, and our place in the world. The world will pay attention to this new 10-year experiment. The city will become an attractor for the ambitious, the visionary, the critical, the insightful, to 1,000 patrons, to 1,000 curators, I think to 500,000 artists. Investment in HS2 and Birmingham Airport increases, connectivity increases. Birmingham triples in size to 3 million people, with Greater Birmingham becoming more prosperous as the electorate increases from 4.1 million to 8 million. And the voice of Greater Birmingham holds more sway and more influence across the UK. Birmingham Universal X becomes the largest international biennial exhibition in the world. Each year, the biennial adds another layer to the city. New museums and contemporary art galleries, artist studios, production facilities, new political parties, new languages and actions across our growing city. Birmingham May Day celebrates International Workers' Day and becomes the UK Mecca for mass demonstrations and protest. The high point of the day is a reenactment of the priestly riots, the anti-intellectual Birmingham riots that took place from the 14th to the 17th of July in 1791. Every billboard in Birmingham is covered and overpainted. Businesses and international organizations invest no longer in passive consumer advertising, instead sponsoring individual and group creativity across the city. Ideology shifts from consuming to production across all the layers of the city. New housing is developed rapidly, with artist prototypes capturing the world's imagination. A new model city emerges and influences. School curriculum is now 100% an art curriculum. New pathways for education emerge only as art and science, art and geography, art and language, art and economics, programming art, the art of life and death. Birmingham Art Party is able to renegotiate the spending per head of population for the West Midlands from government, securing an extra £69 million investment for Birmingham alone. By 2025, business, government, and local council spending in Birmingham per head is the highest in the world. Invest it all and they will come. More will come. More will invest. All eyes will be on us. All stories will be about us. Do you not think so far ahead? Because I've been thinking about forever. Here we are in the centre of Birmingham, looking across our new art city from a vantage point that none of you have ever seen before. We're atop the Digbeth viaduct. This has never been made public. This view is not a public view. But this point will become a new destination point in the world and a new place to see from and to be seen. A new place to think in public, floating atop an old Brunel brick structure in floating accommodation, floating housing, floating galleries for our new model city. Atop the viaduct, people have even started to take up the old slogan of the American and Japanese artists Arakawa and Gins. The slogan says, "We have decided not to die." This is the 1,000th artwork of Birmingham, a city of 1,000 artworks in 2025. Thank you very much.